My name is Ahmad and I moved to study in Vancouver 4 months ago. Before I moved here, I was expecting to get culturally shocked, or at least find it hard to get used to things here. But my biggest shock was a thing that I wasn't expecting at all. 4 days after I arrived here, I had to go to the police station in the downtown area. I was going to the police station on my bike along with a friend, and we suddenly felt that this is not Vancouver. Everything looked dark, and people walking around looked more like zombies. Few weeks after that, I was going to school, and as I opened my door, I found someone sleeping there, in my patio. I didn't know what to do. Should I call the police? Should I call the landlord? Or should I just go to school? That incident triggered me to start a journey in asking questions. And these are the answers that I've got.
Homeless, drugs, and potential.
Crack whore. I guess like drugs and rolling up my windows.
Unfortunate. Unfair.
I don't know, bums, Pigeon Park, drugs, crime, need for social housing.
I definitely think there should be more places for them, people to go and have some communication with people, even if it's a decent coffee shop for them. I don't know actually what the facilities are down there, but they seem to hang around the town a lot. And if they had somewhere where they could go and get information, that they could help, or I don't know, something more than what they have got. They don't seem to have much, I don't think, anyway.
Well, the downtown east side is one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city, and BC has been a place where for a long time we extracted resources from all over the province, and the workers who did that, the loggers, the fishermen, and the longshoremen, the railway people, all the people involved in those industries lived and worked in the downtown east side, and if they worked in the interior of the province, they came and stayed in small hotels in the downtown east side when they came to town to have a break. And in the last 10 years in particular, with the collapse of housing programs and changes in our economy, it's been a place where there's a concentration of poverty and misery, and there's always been drug addiction down there. There's drug addiction throughout the city, but it's been concentrated there. A related problem was the decision of the government to close down Riverview Hospital, which was our main psychiatric hospital. And so in the absence of proper housing, many of the patients of the hospital wound up down there, and if they weren't addicted, they became addicted.
So most of our patients come from that area of the city. They will either lose consciousness and be found down by the police or the ambulance and brought in, or they will be very ill and they feel that they cannot live anymore before they come back to the hospital. And as soon as they are relieved from their pain, unfortunately before completing the course of treatment, they will leave the hospital, and unfortunately will come back with a worse infection than the previous one because the first one wasn't treated well. Most of our patients, when they are admitted, they are critically ill. They have a low blood pressure, they are dehydrated, they are febrile, they have infection, their body hygiene is poor, their nourishment is poor also.
That is a concern for all of us. I mean, one is, and one of the reasons why we as drivers get shots for hepatitis B, if we come in contact with blood, or, you know, example, if we are stabbed, if there is a conflict, an open conflict, and we are stabbed with a needle, we could be infected. There is a concern by myself and everybody else as to, again, the state of health. People are coughing, and quite often what stands out most is the odor. It's quite often people that get on the bus, they're looking for a free ride, are not at their best. Shall we say, and so sometimes the smell forces people even to get off the bus.
Hey, good night. Thank you. Hey, thank you.
Throughout this journey, and while asking people, they kept referring to insight. So what is it? Quite an interesting concept.
I think that insight is a good idea, and I wish the federal government would stop trying to fight it.
And so I don't think they just should be allowed to say, well, here's your place, you can do what you want, here's some money, do it. Or else the rest of us, why can't we do that? We've all got to work for a living.
Safe injection site, which is a site that will distribute clean needles for drug users to decrease the spread of HIV, hepatitis C, and hepatitis B.
But the supervised injection site is an answer to a particular problem, which was that injection drug users were overdosing and dying in large numbers in the downtown east side, particularly in the 1990s. And the use of injection drugs by these people on the streets and in alleyways had terrible health consequences for them and for others. So the city decided to reduce the harm caused by the injection drug use. The philosophy is called a harm reduction philosophy. So it's reduced the harm from the use of drugs. It hasn't eliminated the use of drugs. It's one part of the solution. There are a lot of other services in the downtown east side, and one of the struggles the city has to face is to spread those services around, because the people who need them live right across the city. And we're facing problems because we've put too many of them in one neighborhood.
Well, everything is concentrated. I mean, stores gather together in malls, ethnic groups, religious groups, everybody does. Concentration is just part and parcel of any urban living. They hit that spot in the downtown east side.